This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So Eddie Hearn has questioned the legitimacy of the injury of Daniel Dubois, as in the orbital bone break, and he suggests that Daniel Dubois has been mismanaged, guided incorrectly by not only Frank Warren of Queensbury Promotions, but his own management team as well. And he says that the corner team of Daniel Dubois, as in Martin Bowers and co, were doing and saying the wrong things by shouting at Daniel Dubois, yada, yada, yada. Now, I can agree with a lot of the things that Eddie Hearn is saying there. And there's nothing wrong with him saying what it is that he's saying as a boxing fan. Because he's been saying the same things that a lot of us have been saying. I haven't been questioning the legitimacy of the injury, but the other things, the misguidance of his career, no, I don't think that he's been misguided, but sure, the jump from where Daniel Dubois has been fighting up to Joe Joyce is a big gap, isn't it? There is a big gap, and hindsight is a wonderful thing, okay? Again, a lot of us were buying into the hype of Daniel Dubois, but it's one thing for us to say that. He is the wrong person to say this. He's the wrong person to say that somebody has been mismanaged. Don't get me wrong, Eddie Hearn has managed and given opportunities to many fighters correctly. He's done a great job with many, many fighters, but he's done a misservice to quite a few other ones where he's put them in just for money. Anthony Crolla in with Vasyl Lomachenko. Rocky Fielding in with Saul Canelo Alvarez. Okay, they weren't prospects. Okay, I can get that point. But it's still a total mismatch. And he's done that with many, many fighters. In fact, even during lockdown, Eddie Hearn's speech to all the fighters, if you want to be on my show, time to step up. And some of these people who have stepped up have taken some losses. John Doherty took a loss to Jack Cullen. Shannon Courtney took a loss to Rachel Bull. And a couple of others as well. So he's done that even during lockdown. Okay, they didn't have the profile and the public fan base that maybe a Daniel Dubois did. Sure, I can get that. But he's still done it himself. Look at Dillian White. And Eddie Hearn said this to me as well. When Dominic Brazil was mandatory, he shouldn't have been mandatory for the WBC, but I said to Eddie Hearn, why don't you get Dillian White in with Dominic Brazil? I said that to him. And he was like, yeah, but that kind of fight, that's not really going to do well on the box office. It's not really going to do well with ticket sales. But a Derek Chisora rematch, different story. That's going to do well. Now, don't get me wrong, Eddie Hearn has not failed Dillian White, especially when it comes to financial. He's done Dillian White wonders, absolute wonders. Don't get me wrong, Dillian White had to go in there himself and win those fights, and he's done brilliant. Dillian White's done absolutely fantastic. But Dillian White, while he does manage himself, he relies on Eddie Hearn to make the offers, to get these fighters in the ring with him. Eddie Hearn hasn't done that with some fighters, such as Dominic Brazil. If he'd have made more of an effort to get Dominic Brazil in the ring with Dillian White would have smashed up Dominic Brazil. Then he would have already had his WBC world title opportunity. He would have fought Wilder beforehand, he'd have smashed Wilder up, and then he would have been the WBC world heavyweight champion. At a bare minimum, even if he'd have lost or had a draw, at least he had his world title opportunity. But Eddie Hearn was so hell-bent on making the Derek Chisora Part 2 rematch. I'm not having a go at Eddie Hearn, by the way, because I like him. But he said this to me himself. He didn't want that fight. In other words, Dillian White taking the mandatory position of Dominic Brazil wasn't important to him. What was important to him was the money that Dillian White was going to make on the box office and on the gate. Derek Chisora Part 2 was the way forward. And he's done this with other fighters and that as well. So he's the wrong person to say anything about a mismanagement, while he's managed many fighters absolutely spot on. Some of them he has done a bit of a misservice to. Now, as far as the injury is concerned, well, when Kell Brook fought Triple G, again, that's another one, right? But when Kell Brook fought Triple G, his orbital bone broke as well. Well, there's no questioning about that one. If anything, Kell Brook's stock has gone up. Do you remember Eddie Hearn's speech? Kell Brook has shown the blueprint how to beat Triple G. Kell Brook's stock has gone up. You remember all that kind of speech? The very next fight, his other one went against Errol Spence Jr. Now, I think we did see a X-ray, a scan of Kell Brook in the Triple G fight with that one. I don't remember seeing one for Errol Spence Jr. But again, I believe it. Why not? I do believe it. But for him to question Daniel Dubois, I don't know what was wrong with him just saying, well, if it's true and his orbital bone did break and he was in a lot of pain, quite clearly he felt something was wrong. He's 23 years old. He was right to take a knee. Potentially he saved his own eyesight, thus saving his own career. So he'd done the right thing. So congratulations to Daniel Dubois. You've done the right thing, mate. You'll come back. What was wrong with him saying that? Why question the legitimacy of it? You shouldn't question the legitimacy of any injury, should you? You really shouldn't. It's one thing for me and you to do it, that's fine. But he should really know better, shouldn't he? Anyway, listen, that's my thoughts on, this wasn't to have a go at Eddie Hearn. I do like Eddie Hearn. But I think that he's the wrong person to say any of this stuff. Question the guidance of Daniel Dubois when he's done it to some of his fighters. Hey, it is what it is, right? What can you do? This is the world of boxing. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all in the next video.